Hi, I'm Todd Orchide, CEO of GTL Real Estate. This week I wanted to take a moment to talk about how you should think of your rental house. A very common mistake that new landlords make is to think of their rental house as if it's still their home. They want to be personally involved to make sure that the lawn is mowed, that the shrubs are being trimmed, that the gutters are being cleaned, etc. This just is not a viable way to be a landlord. What we encourage you to do is think of your rental property the same way you think of your 401k. When you put money into your 401k, you basically set it and forget it. The money goes into the account and goes into a series of mutual funds, and you have a professional investment manager who takes care of managing those funds. They have years of experience managing stocks, bonds, and other investments, and you trust them to handle that because that's their area of expertise. Well, that's who we are when it comes to managing rental properties. Our staff has many decades of combined experience in real estate and property management, managing hundreds upon hundreds of rental properties. Just like the investment manager who takes care of investing your 401k money, we take care of your rental property. From finding tenants, to getting repairs done, to even collecting rent and processing evictions, we take care of all of that for you so that you don't need to worry about it. Think about what would happen if you were on the phone with your mutual fund manager every single day telling him what you think should be done that day to buy and sell stocks and bonds. Would your investment portfolio perform as well, or would it perform any worse? I think most of us can admit that we aren't experts in stocks and bonds, and we aren't likely to produce the same results as a professional. But for some reason, many landlords erroneously think that they can do a better job on managing their rental house than the professionals can. Usually this is because the landlord still thinks of their house as their home rather than as an investment. It's really easy for the average person to think of their 401k as an investment because it isn't tangible to them. The money disappears from their paycheck before they even put their hands on it, and it just goes off to an account far away for someone they've never met to manage. But when it comes to their first rental house, in many cases it was actually a home that they lived in and perhaps even raised their family in. It has sentimental value in many cases. So people have a very hard time letting go and allowing the professionals to do their jobs. But just as with the 401k, allowing the professionals to handle it will produce the best results for you. Without fail, every time one of our clients tries to get involved in an aspect of managing their home, it goes south. Whether it's trying to hire their own repair vendors or wanting to second guess the rental price that we recommend, it virtually always results in the landlord making less money in the end. I'll give you an example of this. So a couple years ago, we have a client who we've managed properties for about 7 years. We managed quite a few properties for him, I believe about 8 or 9 houses. And this specific property was a Section 8 house. The tenant had been in it for several years. And the rent, because Section 8 sets the rent, was not quite what the fair market rent would be. So the landlord called us and he wanted us to demand that the tenant move out because he wanted to try to get fair market rent for the property. Well, we recommended against this, of course. We told the landlord that he would most likely have repair bills that he would have to pay, that there would be a period of vacancy, that he would likely lose a few $1,000s doing this, and the rent was only about $50 less than fair market rent. So it would take him years to recoup the money that he was going to lose from kicking this tenant out who he had guaranteed rent coming in from Section 8. Well, the landlord decided he wanted to go it his way. He wanted to have us remove that tenant, so we gave them notice. And sure enough, when that tenant moved out, the property needed about $5,000 worth of work on it because that tenant was mad when they were given notice to vacate, and they did not take good care of that house when they moved out. As a result, the owner had to get it repainted, get flooring done. There was a whole lot of work that needed to be done. While that work was being done, the property was vacant for about 2 or 3 weeks. So on top of the repair cost, now there was the vacancy cost, and then of course the owner has expenses for us to find a new tenant. So all in all, there was probably about $7,000 or $8,000 worth of money that was lost there because that owner wanted that tenant to move out, all to get another $50 worth of rent. Now the professionals told him that wasn't the way to go, that that was probably a mistake, but he thought that that was going to be the way to go. So this is very similar to an individual who thinks that they know better than their investment manager and they tell him what to do with their stocks and bonds. It doesn't turn out very well. We always recommend, whether you're working with us or working with another company, whoever you're working with, try to let them do their job because they have the best experience over many years and many hundreds of properties. They are almost certainly giving you the best advice on how to handle that property. If you have any questions, please give us a call or send us an email at support@gtlrealestate.com.